And yet you could get to a point where you might say, but on a spiritual level, which overrides anything civic, I just don't know how I would enter into this while maintaining my spiritual integrity, which is more important than anything. So I'm just hypothesizing on that.
So to add a vote to that mentality, if prayer works and the political invitation of the scriptures is to pray for your leaders, regardless of who they are.
Yes.
And he's talking about one of the most heinous governments in history, the Roman Empire, when he says this, then maybe the best thing you could do is just pray for the final outcome.
Yeah.
That God would use it, regardless of who ends up in the office. And if we don't think that that's sufficient, then we don't believe what God says about prayer.
And I think you also have to, in that moment, when you say, I'm going to pray for God's outcome, recognize that it can be God's outcome according to scripture without necessarily being reflected in your felt quality of life.
Yeah, like the policies could go all the way you're hoping they don't.
Yeah.
Yet he's actually strong enough to figure that out.
Yeah, so when it says in the Old Testament that Cyrus was God's chosen vessel.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Cyrus did not look good for the Jewish people.
Not at all.
Like he